We all know the Roman Empire didn't fall in a single day. What if a single volcanic eruption helped bring it down? Not Vesuvius, not Etna, a volcano thousands of miles away, one the Romans never saw coming. This eruption changed the climate, collapsed economies, and helped tip the balance of power in Europe forever. And most people have never even heard of it. By the mid-500s CE, the Roman Empire, or what was left of it in the East, known as the Byzantine Empire, was trying to hold things together. Emperor Justinian ruled from Constantinople, launching wars to reclaim the West and rebuild Rome's former glory. But just as his armies were gaining ground, disaster struck. It didn't look like war. It didn't arrive with swords. It came from the sky. In 536 CE, something strange happened. The sun dimmed for 18 months. People around the world described a mysterious fog. Days were dark, summers were cold. Crops failed across Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Ancient historians wrote of famine, disease, and chaos. Procopius, a Byzantine historian, described the sun as without brightness, like the moon. What no one knew at the time was that they were living through one of the largest volcanic eruptions in recorded history. But the eruption didn't happen in Europe. It likely took place in Central America or Iceland. Modern science still debates the exact location. Ice cores from Greenland and Antarctica reveal massive volcanic ash deposits dated to 536 CEE. A second eruption followed in 540 CE, compounding the damage. This double disaster triggered what scientists now call the Late Antique Little Ice Age, a decade-long cold snap that devastated agriculture and destabilized entire empires. The effects on the Roman world were catastrophic. Famine spread rapidly, grain supplies collapsed, trade networks withered. The economic foundation of the Byzantine Empire began to crack, and then came the real killer, the plague of Justinian. Starting in 541 CE, just after the second eruption, a deadly disease, likely bubonic plague, swept across the empire. Some regions lost up to half their population. Cities emptied. The military was crippled. Rebuilding Rome's empire became impossible. The combination of climate catastrophe and pandemic crushed Justinian's ambitions and left the empire vulnerable. It wasn't just the Byzantines. Across Eurasia, the volcanic winters of the 530s and 540s caused societal collapses and migrations. Chinese records mention crop failures and yellow fogs. Irish annals describe famine and misery. In the Americas, archaeological evidence shows abandoned settlements. This period of cooling reshaped geopolitics. It weakened empires, fueled invasions, and may have helped pave the way for the rise of Islam just a century later. And yet, for centuries, no one understood the cause. It was only in the 1990s and 2000s that climatologists, archaeologists, and historians connected the dots and realized that a volcano may have helped break the ancient world. So yes, Rome didn't fall in a day, but part of its collapse may have begun in a volcanic explosion halfway around the globe. It's a haunting reminder. The fate of empires can hinge on forces they never see coming. Not swords, not politics, but the earth itself, volcanic ash in the sky, a dim sun, failed harvests, and a plague. This wasn't just bad luck. It was a global catastrophe that rewrote history. If this story changed how you see the fall of Rome, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves history. Because sometimes, the deadliest enemies of civilization aren't a human at all. They reburied deep beneath our feet.